testimony you're about to give in this cause is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes. Could you please state your full name for the record?
Lewis Jr. Washington.
And Mr. Washington, I'm Joe Little, and I represent plaintiffs in this matter. Have you and I talked before? We talked by the phone once?
Yes, sir, once.
And what did we talk about?
Just about me coming for this deposition.
And we didn't talk about what I was going to ask.
No, sir.
Okay. You live in Alachua?
Yes, I do.
And you're a registered voter?
Yes, I am.
And do you know Willette Dixon, this witness just before you?
Yes, I do.
And you know Mr. Grafsky?
Yes.
And Shauna Duran?
Yes.
And Michael Candy, the people that are here?
Yes.
Whom have you talked to about the subject matter of this deposition, if anybody?
About the subject of this deposition, nobody.
Nobody. Okay. Do you recall having a discussion with Willette Dixon sometime after the meeting that she described, in which you were present, and Mr. Grafsky was present, and Mr. Candy was present, about the candidates?
I've never discussed anything with her about it. As she said, I've never even discussed with her who to vote for or who not to vote for. When she's a church member of mine, that's what she was telling me, that she was looking at, thought maybe he's someone from the church would advise her. But I didn't think it was my right to tell anybody who to vote for, who not to vote for.
After the election, did she express some disappointment that you hadn't told her something about James Lewis?
She just made a statement that she thought that at least that if I was going to the same church, I would have gave a little input as to who the candidates were. So that was the extreme of it.
And did she show any disappointment about having voted for the wrong person?
After the election?
Yeah. I'm not asking anything about before the election.
After the election, just the one time that, if you're talking about the time that we were all at Shauna's place, yes, that's all.
What did she say, you remember?
To the best of my knowledge, when she came to the table, she said that she was going to pay her utility bill, and that Mr. Watson approached her and informed her that she could vote early, and that she told him that she didn't know she could vote. And at the time she didn't have the information or didn't know anything about the candidate. And her statement was that Mr. Watson informed her about Mr. Lewis as for James Woodford. And when she went in to vote, and when she came back out, she said Mr. Watson asked her who did she vote for, and she told him that she thinks she voted for the first one, the second one, I'm not exactly sure. And she said that he told her that was the wrong person. And that's when she said she went back in and she retrieved the ballot and she voted again.
Okay. And did she say anything about tearing up the ballot? Do you remember that?
I don't recall it. I do recall her saying that she voted again, but now whether the ballot was thrown up or just removed, I don't know.
All right. I don't have any further questions of this witness.
Thank you. Mr. Washington, you were here present when Ms. Dixon gave her deposition, correct?
Yes, sir.
So you had the opportunity to hear questions and was she answered?
Yes, sir.
Are you familiar with the Alachua Leadership Alliance?
No, sir. Yes, I am aware of it now, but at the time, I wasn't. Well, there was an article printed in the paper where it mentioned it, and I had to try to find out what they were talking about, because I knew nothing of ALA. I'm not a member of ALA, and I do have a few associates that I learned that I do associate with that was a member of NUBA, but as far as discussing ALA business and so forth, no. I hung around the car wash down there with Wallace Howard, and I didn't even know he was a member of it until recently.
And what's NUBA?
Neighborhood United for Alachua.
And who is in charge of that organization?
At the time, Michael Cannon and myself was co-manager, co-project managers together.
Okay. And what projects did you have?
We was in partnership with the city of Alachua in developing or bringing this community center, the Hasbro Community Center that's now in existence. We was in partnership with trying to open that up so that we can have something for the senior citizens, the youth, and just for the residents of Alachua.
Did you work on the renovation of it?
Yes, sir, we did.
An excellent job. It's a beautiful facility. And that's really easy. I want to ask you to turn your attention at the meeting that Willette Dixon attended that was at a doctor's office.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay. And who was there at that meeting?
Mr. Grassley, Sean was there, but she didn't sit at the table. Michael Canning, myself, Willette, and Mr. Merrill Robbins.
Did you know that Miss Dixon was employed by Shannon Bourne to work for her at the doctor's office?
No, sir, I did not.
Did you know that she had been doing work for Mr. Canning's mother?
No, I did not.
Were you present when Mr. Gratsky asked for consent to record her at that meeting?
Yes, I was.
Okay. Did she decline to do that?
Yes, she did.
What was the purpose of that meeting?
Let me just take a call. We didn't get the call together. It was just in reference to what we were trying to do was just make it where the election wouldn't be tainted. It wasn't to try to harm anybody or anything, because my sole purpose was in that was not to go and try to challenge the election, but simply if Mr. Erdy was pleased with it, then I didn't have a problem with that. But just for future references, we just felt as though that it should be the canvassing board should consist of neutral people, not city officials.
Wasn't the purpose of the meeting to try to get testimony from Ms. Dixon to be used regarding the challenge of the election?
Mr. Russ, let me just make something clear. When I attended the meeting, I had no knowledge of what I was attending. I was just calling to ask if I would attend a meeting. And that's what I did. And I was supposed to go in there to try to get her to change. Now, I had no knowledge that she was going to be there. And once I got there, and I found out what was going on, but now, at no time did I ever try to get her to say anything against Mr. Watson or anything. As a matter of fact, I didn't know she was going to be there until I arrived. And she got there, and after I was told who was supposed to be there, then I did call her, like she said, to try to find out if she was coming. I didn't want to sit around there if she wasn't going to come, because I had no idea what I was going into until I got there.
What did you think you were going to that day when you showed up?
Just a meeting so that we could get together and just discuss some of the issues that took place.
Once you got there, did somebody ask you to call Willette Dixon? How did that come about?
Well, we were sitting around, and after they told me who they were waiting on, yes, I was asked if I would give her a call just to see if she was coming or not, because we had sat there for quite a while waiting.
Did they tell you why they were waiting for her? The other people at the meeting?
At this time, I don't recall. I do know that we were waiting on her, but I didn't know what we were waiting on her.
After you got to the meeting, after you're sitting there waiting, was there discussion between the people that were there, Merrill Robbins, Mr. Grassley, Mr. Cannon, that they wanted to talk to Willette Dixon regarding what she did in the election?
I don't want to sit here and lie for one way or the other. I don't recall. All I do recall is I knew that we were waiting on her to come, but I didn't know what. As a matter of fact, I wasn't aware of what had taken place, which allegedly had taken place until she got there, and she discussed it. I wasn't aware of it.
Okay. You called her on the phone. Did anyone request that you call her on the phone?
I think I was asked, I'm not sure who asked me, but I think I was asked to call, because I didn't have a number.
And do you know why you were asked to call her as contrasted with one of the other people there picking up the phone and calling her?
No, sir, I did not.
Would it be because you know her the best?
It may have been because I informed that she was one of my church members.
Okay.
That may very well have been, but I'm not exactly sure.
Once Willette Dixon got there to the meeting, it become obvious to you that the purpose that she was called down there for was to gather evidence relating to an election check.
Yes, sir.